Chapter 2. Courage. "Put another plate on," I barked at Keith, trying to sound more confident than I actually felt. We crowded into the weight room, a small, sweaty haven, where the clang of iron was louder than any words. Keith spotted me on the bench press, ready to save me if I attempted more than I could handle. 225, he asked, already skeptical. "And another 10, I added with a cocky grin. 245. That's the warm-up. Keith laughed, shaking his head. "You're full of shit. You can't rep that." I smirked. "You're right. I need a spot. That's a little heavy." Before Keith could respond, a deep voice cut through the noise. "That ain't heavy." We all turned to see who it was. Standing in the doorway was my older cousin, whose grandma lived close by. He was built like a tank and carried a swagger that came from spending more time in jail than out of it. "What are y'all doing in here with these little weights?" "Yo!" I yelled, genuinely surprised to see him. "What are you doing here?" "Furlough," he said casually, as if he were just back from vacation. His eyes scanned the weights. "Let me get a set. That's too light, though. Add another plate." 315? I asked, already knowing his answer. "Yeah, let me see that," he said, already moving toward the weight rack. He didn't stretch or warm up. He just got on the bench, grabbed the bar, and started pumping out reps like it was nothing. His movements were smooth, controlled, and powerful. After about 6 reps, he called, "Set," and I helped him rack the weight. "That's lightweight," he declared, standing up. Then he turned to me. "Your turn." "I can't do that," I admitted, half laughing. "I didn't ask if you could. I said it's your set. Let's go." He moved to the back of the bench to spot me. My brother stepped aside. I hesitated, but got under the bar. His presence was intimidating, but his confidence in me made me want to give it a try. "Don't think about the weight," he said. "Just push. I'll give you a lift-off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. With his help, I got the bar to full extension. The weight was heavier than anything I'd ever tried. "You got this!" Keith yelled from the side. The bar came down slowly and under control. I heard muffled encouragement around me. The bar hit my chest, and I gave it everything I had. "Breathe," my cousin shouted. "Push that weight." I pushed. Hard. But the bar barely moved. "Spot!" I gasped. He grabbed the bar but didn't lift it all the way. "Push! Come on! Finish it!" he shouted. Together, we got the bar back to full extension. My arms felt like noodles. But I sat up, and Keith slapped me on the back. "Good work, boy! You got that!" My cousin wasn't as easily impressed. "Hell no, he didn't get that," he said with a grin. "But you finished the rep. That'll make you stronger. Don't ever waste a rep. If you get under it, finish it. That's called a negative rep. Push yourself." A week later, I was back in the neurologist's office for a checkup. The routine was the same every visit. MRIs, finger-to-nose tests, walking in a straight line, and reading charts. My mom and I sat down as the doctor began dictating into his recorder. "Kyle is an African-American male, 15 years old. Appears strong and healthy. Diagnosed with multiple sclerosis a year ago. New scans show advancement of lesions, but no physical progression. He has played 3 sports, including football, since his diagnosis, but will not be playing football moving forward." "Excuse me?" my mom interrupted, her voice sharp. The doctor stopped his recorder. "Yes." "I'm still playing football," I said firmly. The doctor raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure that's wise?" "I don't know if it's wise, but if I can play, I want to play," I said. "We're on the same page with his coach and trainers," my mom added. "His dad is coaching him, and his brother is on the team. We know what to look for." "Well," the doctor hesitated, clearly unsure. "I've never had a multiple sclerosis patient play football." "What's that got to do with us?" my mom said. "The question is whether we need to see another doctor." The doctor sighed. I'll sign off, but concussions are another matter entirely. With the clearance note in hand, my mom and I headed to the car. As she clicked her seatbelt, she turned to me. You're not like everybody else, Kyle. Understand? You never have been. Just because other people aren't able to do something doesn't mean that you can't. She was referring to playing football with MS. Yes, ma'am, I said. That MRI, those tests, they don't measure your courage, she said. They don't know the fight you have. Moving back to Palmyra, New Jersey, the summer before my junior year, felt like a homecoming. Even though we'd been away for 5 or 6 years, Palmyra was always home. It wasn't just the streets or the schools, it was the people. Our family had deep roots there. My parents had graduated from Palmyra High School, as had my sister, who had been a 3-sport athlete. My dad was one of the local legends in his own right, having won a few championships back in his day. Coming back meant carrying on that legacy, playing alongside lifelong friends, my closest cousin, and, most importantly, my brother Keith, who was heading into his senior year. Keith and I were excited to play together again at Palmyra. I had not been able to overcome some of the health concerns from the previous season, having been diagnosed just a few weeks before it began. I earned a varsity letter, but didn't contribute much beyond kicking and punting. Now, Keith was an outside linebacker and tight end, prominent roles on any team. I played middle linebacker and fullback. We knew we had a solid squad. Talent-wise, our team could match up against anyone on our schedule, and a few of our guys were among the best around. But we couldn't put it all together. We finished the season with just 2 wins. Even with the losses piling up, Keith and I gave everything we had. Keith was valuable on both sides of the ball, while I rotated out my positions to manage my health. Balancing MS with football wasn't easy, but I had an entire support system helping me make it work. My dad played a significant role too, managing substitutions to keep me in the game without pushing me too hard. The coaches, the trainer, and even Keith helped. If Keith saw me slowing down, he wouldn't hesitate to wave me off the field. That kind of teamwork between family and teammates allowed me to play at a high level throughout the season. I had my highlight moments, a couple of double-digit tackle games, forcing and recovering fumbles, and even a game where I tallied 10 tackles, scored a touchdown, and made a field goal from 35 yards. Our family's history with Palmyra football and my performances while battling MS began to attract attention. A local newspaper featured us in an article, highlighting my fight with the disease and how I was inspiring others just by stepping onto the field. I don't know what's going to happen, I said in the article. I just want to keep playing until I can't anymore, until the wheels fall off. But before that happens, I hope I can at least keep kicking. As the leaves fell and football season ended, I shifted gears to winter track. Throwing the shot put and lifting weights helped me stay in shape and stay focused during the off-season. I wasn't just preparing for spring sports. I was staying ready for life. The weight room became my sanctuary, a place where I could push myself beyond just the sport. It was where I battled the invisible enemy of MS, 1 rep at a time. I needed to stay strong. When spring rolled around, I decided to play baseball, even though I sensed my skills were declining. I wasn't as sharp as I used to be, but I thought I still had something to offer. Baseball at Palmyra wasn't as competitive as where I had played before, and I knew I had a few good plays left in me. I ended up playing shortstop and batting third. I had a decent season, hitting a couple of home runs and making some defensive plays I was proud of. But it was no longer what it used to be. I'd get hot with the bat every now and then, but I'd also fall into slumps, sometimes going hitless for 10 at-bats or more. I was a capable fielder, but the fire I once had for the game just wasn't there anymore. The highs were fun, but the lows were heavy. It wasn't just about striking out or missing a play. It was knowing that no matter how much I practiced, it probably wasn't going to get any better. The optic neuritis flares felt like too much to overcome. By the end of the season, I knew it was time to step away. Baseball had been an essential part of my life, but it was no longer my game. Even though I felt like I had lost that battle, I didn't regret fighting it. I got everything I could out of those lemons.